Hello all. Hope you are able to see me. And yeah, so we are going to start in 1 minute. Hope you are able to see me. And yeah, so we are going to start. 1 sec. So yeah, good evening. So we are going to start in 1 minute. One minute. Yeah. So let me share my screen. So welcome all. Welcome to another iteration of of everything. And so this is a 3 week. Next 3 week will be a joyride for you because I'm going to teach you everything from CSS to JavaScript to React.js. And 4th week I have taught about Next.js. So that is also a very good week to go through. So all this 3 week, if you go through all this 3 week and you do the projects and all, you can become a web app developer in the next 3 months. Or maybe you're from a non-IT background, then in the next 6 months you can become, but you have to do a lot of projects. And this time for this iteration I'm doing one more thing. So let me also tell about that, what I'm doing. Okay, so let me share my screen. Hope you all are able to see my screen. Yeah, so all of you are able to see my screen. Yeah, and as always I will give the attendance at the end. All 5 days attendance should be given, and that is a must. All 5 days attendance. Okay. So what else I was going to say? Yeah, so all of you might have seen in this that I'm going to give two kind of certifications now. Okay, one certification is like 1 sec. Okay, one certification is like the participation certificate, which I always give. Actually, I used to give this completion certificate earlier also, but I'm launching it again. And those who are watching from other platform, yeah, welcome all. So okay, so let me tell one thing. So certification. So all of you want to know about certification. So participation certification will be provided to everyone who attends all 5 days. As always, the participation certification will be there. So there is no changes in that. So you'll all get a participation certificate like this, good participation certificate like this, and it will be exactly like this. So 31st Jan to 4th February, and all these things will be there, which we all love so much. But beside this, I'm going to have another thing also, because I want serious people. I want to be associated with serious people. I want serious people to work with me and become a web app developer. Okay, so a lot of serious people are attached with me, and they do my workshops, they attend my boot camps. Because if someone gives money, yeah, they are very much serious, and they're really very much excited. So that is there. And sometimes seriousness also comes with that. And besides that, it is not like that I'm not teaching anything, everything. I'm not teaching on YouTube. It is YouTube and other platforms. It is not like that. So I'm going to give this good looking completion certificate also to people. Completion certificate is what? Completion certificate is not like that, like it is not like the participation certificate. You will be evaluated. So there will be an assignment. Okay, there will be an assignment given on the day number 5. Day number 5, I will give you some assignment. Whoever want this completion certificate from me, so on day number 5 I will give the Instamojo link. So Instamojo link is like this, because again we need to do a lot of hard work to get you these videos and all. And there is some more thing which I want to. Okay, it is not coming like this. Okay, so okay, so very clear. So this is like this. It will be 300 rupees. This is completion certificate. For completion certificate and completion certificate, I have written one thing that if you complete 3 certificate with us, 3 certificate with CSS one, JavaScript one, React one, or if you don't want to do these 3 certificate, go for the Next.js one or anything. And the assignment will be given on the last day. You will have around 1 week to complete the assignment. Assignment is not like very difficult assignment or something. You have to create a project, because I am very a project based guy, because I know that those projects only land you a job. So if you complete this 3 certificate and complete 3 projects, and definitely I will give not that much difficult, but you have to showcase those projects. So that's up to you. But if you do 3 completion certificate, then you will be included in our private Discord server, which is only for paid members. Private Discord server in which we have a nice text section and all the sections we have, which a Discord server have, and you can ask your question anytime. Someone will tell you, or I'm there to tell you. And you will be also getting access to weekly inner circle calls, which happens every day at 7 p.m, which happen every Friday at 7 p.m. Okay, so that inner circle calls also you are going to get access, and in which all the technical and career doubt will be, and that's in Zoom. That will be conducted in Zoom only. Okay, and only for the members. And beside that, beside it, I think I'm not mentioned it here. Yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely going to give you a lot of one-to-ones, actually exactly 4 1-to-ones for the next 4 months, so that I can guide you to be a web app developer, so that we will sit every month. And I'm going to soon, I have given a lot of free one-to-one which are soon going to go, because people don't come to that one-to-one. Today also I have 2 1-to-ones kept, but the persons were not there, so I'm going to discontinue the free one-to-one. And if someone wanted to do free one-to-one with me, they have to pay 500 rupees, and that I will tell later on. So you'll get access to 4 1-to-ones with me, and I will handhold you for the next 4 months. 4 months, just like I handhold everyone who takes my boot camps and all. I will handhold you, and you'll be made accountable, and all those things are there. But for that, you have to complete 3 certification. Okay, so that is all about it. So let's get started. Then I think it is time, and we will start now. All these things I've told, and I will tell again on the last day, and I will give you the InstaMojo link also last day, because first you have to complete the participation, then you have to do the completion certificate, because on day 5 only the people who are serious with their career, I will give them the they will fill the InstaMojo and pay, and then I will give you all separate assignment. It will not be same assignment. All of you will get separate assignment, which will be a project, and then only you get that certificate. Means it is not like that, because I also have to be accountable to a lot of people. Okay, so this is there. And so let's get started now. And everyone else who are watching from other platform also, let me tell one thing, that attendance form will be given at the end. Attendance form will be given at the end. Attendance form will be given at the end. Okay, and the link will be there. It's a Google form as always, and you have to fill it. And those who have not yet liked this video, please do like it, and please do subscribe to my channel if you're not done yet. And let's get started now. So we are going to learn CSS in very much detail, and we are going to learn normal CSS first, and then we are going to learn Flexbox also. Then we are going to learn Grid also. Okay, Mohammed, please don't ask the same thing again and again. Salim, you always ask the same thing, how to create website. I've given you the link to create website. Okay, so you always ask the same thing, how to create website. So we are not going to create a website today. Maybe if you have time, we will create a website also. Because I don't do this like that. The main topics need to be completed. After that, I will give you all the links. I have a lot of YouTube videos on that. That how you have to create those CSS projects, so that you can take your career to the next level with those CSS project. Okay, so let's start it from the beginning, just like we have started on the Saturday web development bootcamp. We'll start like that. Okay, so but we are going to do everything in detail. Maybe this thing will go for 2 days, and after that 1 day Flexbox and 2 day maybe Grid. So the main thing is like that. I might not be able to do any projects, because I have a lot of projects on my channel, and I will give you the exact path after this, what you have to do. To the people who are attending this, I will give the exact path. So you have to create a lot of projects. At the end of the day, even if I tell projects, it doesn't matter. You have to do projects on your own, but how to create the project, you can see some of the videos, and then you can do it. Okay, so that is like this. And 1 sec to pin the message. Okay, so let's get started. And this is an empty folder. As always, I'll do the very basic and all. So new, and it is CSS Basics. I'll do it. Now, as I always tell, HTML which I teach on Saturday, it is more than enough. Which I teach on the Saturday 3 hours, it is more than enough. So I always start with CSS beginners to advanced. Okay, so that's how we started. And here I will start from the start. Okay, there are actually 3 ways to add CSS in a file. And this thing, those who know have attended the Saturday, I didn't covered in there, because I just touched the surface there. Index.html I'll create. Yeah, good evening. Index.html I was going to create, and then so with Amit we get this shortcuts, and let me increase the font size. I think it is more than enough. And so CSS Basics and H1 CSS crash codes. This is VS Code. So this is like this CSS crash course I've done, and as always I am using live server. So I can open from here, or I will most probably I will go from here, open live server, and so it is coming CSS crash course as usual. It is coming like HTML, nothing is there fancy. So there are actually three ways to add CSS in your file, and the first way is the inline CSS. So we will learn about the inline CSS, how to add the inline CSS in this. Okay. So here, what I'm going to do in the H1, I'll write style equal to, and CSS is also all about the different tags and also the layouts. The layouts are very important in CSS. Okay, so style color is. So I will teach all the important tags, and if you want to be a very big master in CSS, you will be a master the moment you start doing the layouts and all. So getting it from the designers, the main way in which the developer works is getting the design from a designer and then designing it. So getting the design from a designer. So I have some projects in my channel. Those who want to know, front-end mentor channel challenges are there. So that is the most close to the production which you can get. So as Salim was asking, I have given him that also, front-end mentor challenges, but I don't know whether he have gone through that. So you have to go through that. Means you have to go through that, and that is how you build websites with CSS. Front-end mentor challenges. I have a very good playlist for that, front-end mentor challenges, so you can go through that. Okay. So style color is blue. I have taken. Save it. Now go here. See, the color have become blue. So this is like the first way, which is known as inline CSS. So this is this way you'll see a lot of people use this inline CSS, and this is what happened. Means in this inline CSS you give this shortcut kind of a thing. Means sometimes people are in a hurry or have to give this thing, so they give it like this, and the style tag you have to give. And CSS is all about this tags. Like color is there, and there will be different colors for it, blue, green, and a lot of different colors, and we're going to see color also soon, because I will, even if I can completed everything on Saturday, everything will be done again also. So this is the inline CSS. Then there is something known as internal CSS, which you don't use that much. I'm not seeing that used that much in production. Inline we use a lot, and external is the best way which we use. So this is there, and the P, I'll do P like this. Okay, lorem, I'll do lorem as always. Save it, and then it will show like this only. So here, what I'm going to do, what is internal CSS? Internal CSS is the head part. I have to come, and this style I have to do style tag, and inside this I can give any CSS. But the internal CSS and the external CSS are almost same, only the placement is different. So P, I will take the color as red. So see, and this is the most common way. Say P paragraph tag I am taking, because I'm targeting the paragraph tag. Color I am taking as red. Save it, and if I go back, the color will be red. So this is how internal CSS works. And as I've told, we are going to use external CSS the most. So what is external CSS? External CSS, in which we create a different file, style.css I'll do, and here I'll do a link CSS, and style.css is done. Save it. Then let me have a h3 days to non CSS. Okay, so this is done. Then here the main thing is that I will do it like this, h3. So see, you'll see that it is exactly similar to what I'm doing in internal CSS. Internal and external are exactly similar, but I'm creating it in a different file. So background color is aquamarine. Okay, color is maybe brown, and Attendance form is no. Attendance form is a Google form in which everything is taken. So I think you are new to the channel. Attendance form is a Google form which will cover everything from you, means your email ID, because at the end of the day I will send the certificate on the email ID only. So email ID, name, LinkedIn profile. I have not yet given the attendance form. So how did you forget to fill? I have not yet given the attendance form. Attendance form is always at the end, I will give. End of this session at around 9:30 it will be given, not at the start. Okay, so S3 I have given. So S3 I have given. So if you go here, see S3 is done because we have linked it. We have linked the style.css. So S3 is done. I'm padding and all I'm going to tell later on in detail. So this is how it is done: background color and padding. So see this background color, these are all different tags. So with all different tags we are going to see. So background color, this dash is there. Okay, this dash is there, and so all the CSS things are like this. Okay, background color, this dash will be there. Okay, so that is there, and now let's go ahead and okay, so this is done. Now what we are going to do, we are going to learn about color in CSS. So color in CSS we are going to learn. So let's get started, and first thing is that from now onwards we are going to use this this external only, because that is the main way in which you use CSS. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to means comment this out. So this is how commenting works in means HTML, because we are linking the HTML file. So I've selected everything and control backslash I've done, and let me do, I'm going to control backslash here also, and then this h1 will be like this, h1 CSS crash course. So it will be like black only, means normal only right now. Okay, so we are going to do it. So what we are going to learn, we are going to learn colors in CSS. As always, as those who attended my Saturday class, they know that colors in CSS I have always taught, but again I am telling this I have to taught. So this is complete. Okay, so colors in CSS, there are actually 4 ways to tell colors in CSS. First way, you're already seeing, there's a color name I'm giving, aquamarine, brown, and all those things. So aquamarine, so these are the color names which I have given. Okay, so if I hover my mouse over it, I'll get a nice color palette, and I can check from here also. This is a very good thing in VS Code. So VS Code comes with all these features and all. Okay, so that is there, but what else, what are other ways? So let us look into that through some samples, through a site. So first thing is the color names which I was telling. So actually there are 140 color names. So they were released in 2015 along with your HTML5, because see, the HTML5 and CSS are governed by the same committee known as W3C. JavaScript is governed by a different committee known as ECMA. So HTML and CSS are from the same community. So they have released 140 color names. Earlier there were only 30-40 color names, but they released 140. 140 is a lot, and some of them are really good, like Indian red, dark red, pale violet, medium violet, orange, dark orange, dark khaki, blue violet, indigo, and chart reuse. So they're very easy to remember also, and VS Code again helps, and you can give something. So we've already seen this. Okay, so this we have already seen. So the next thing is that the color picker. So although there are color picker here, so we have generally better color pickers, and you can just search for color picker, you'll get one. So I'm using this from Mozilla. This color picker I'm using from Mozilla, and here it is not showing. So here there are 3 systems, except that means beside that color name there are 3 systems. One is known as hexadecimal system, hexa. Second is RGB, and third is HSL. So hexa means the hexadecimal system. So how does it work, hexadecimal system? So hexadecimal system is actually we all have learned in the 7th or 8th, something like that. There are 3 types of system. One is the binary system, which is a base 2, which is of 0 and 1. The decimal system, which we generally follow in the internationally, 0 to 9, base 10. And there is another system which is base 16, which is much more superior than this, because it has got 0 to 9 also, and A to F also. Not superior, it can contain more numbers. So So that's why the CSS team decided to use this hexadecimal system so that they can have more numbers. And so because it is base 16, 0 to 9 and A to F. And beside that, what happens here? So there are 3 digits here. So 6 digit total hash you have to take. And this is one of the oldest way, hexadecimal, because it can represent millions of color. Okay, so there are 3 things are there. So first 2 are related to red, second 2 after this it is green, and third is blue. Third 2 are blue, because the human eye can see only that green and blue or a combination of it. So this is first 2 represent green, then red, green and blue. So it is something like that, and we can we don't have to remember all these things. This is theory, but very interesting theory, and we can select it from here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give the body a very good color. Body color I'm going to give body, I'll give a background color of maybe this background color of a red color of background like this. Save it. And body, if I give something in body, it will apply to the whole of body. So if I go here, go back, so the red color of background is coming. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so that is the first way. I mean, in the second way exactly, after the color name. Then the next way is the RGB. RGB stands for red, green and blue. As I've told, the human eye can see red, green and blue. So first is red, second is green, and third is blue. And RGB has something like, see, if I take it completely up, it is 255, 250, 250, and in hexa is FFFFF. It is the topmost thing. It is the hexadecimal code for white, and most of the people generally know this thing. And here also RGB 255, 255, 255, because 255 it is from 0 to 255. So if I do this 255, it will be white. If I take it exactly down, it is 000, which is black. And here also hexa is like this. So this is, everything else is in between in RGB. So we are going to select the RGB color for maybe, let me select for para h3. I'm selected. Okay, paragraph will select an RGB. Paragraph color, I'm going to select an RGB. Some dark color I have to select. Okay, blue I will select. Color I'll give like this. Save it. Come back. See, the color is been shown. Like paragraph is like blue color. Okay, blue color is been there. And the last way is known as a HSL. HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness. It is a bit complicated. What happens? Saturation and lightness. We all know what is saturation and lightness. Saturation is the saturation in the TV and all you have seen. Lightness is, but it is also a bit superior than this, because the color is been represented by first 3. And it is in a 3D format. It represents the color in the HSL. Okay, so again, let me do for H1, and let me do a color again. Okay, color again, and what I'm going to do, green, dark kind of a green. You don't need to remember a lot of things, because you get everything from the color picker. Okay, so this dark kind of green I have taken, and this HSL H1 is like this. So these are the 4 ways. Okay, so we are done with this. So let us now do the font size, fonts in CSS. So there are a lot of fonts in CSS, just like we have fonts in MS Word. We have fonts, so we have here also, and we do it by font family. Okay, font family, we do font family, and then Arial, comma, Helvetica, and sans serif. I have taken 3 font families, and this is the most common. But why I took 3. Please share website for color picker. Okay, you can get a lot of them. Okay, if I have it open here. Okay, let me share. Do you recommend? Someone is asking something. Attendance when do you recommend using Flexbox versus Grid? I personally like Grid more, but in some short cases, means you just want to do something, Flex. I use a combination of both of them, and you're going to see, maybe we are going to create some site and all, means then we can see that we can use both of them, Flexbox and Grid, both of them. Okay, so that is there. So yeah, And Flexbox and Grid will also be covered. That are one of the main topic in CSS, Flexbox and Grid, because nowadays nobody uses Bootstrap and all. Because if you go to some startup also, Bootstrap is actually banned in most of the startups because they want to be unique. Bootstrap gives a more enterprise kind of look. It's very easy to use, and it gives all the apps made in Bootstrap look like the same. And you can't create a CRED with the Bootstrap. So those who don't know, CRED is the means one of the top websites and app in India, and which designing is means award-winning designing is there. So those kind of things cannot be made with your Bootstrap and all, because Bootstrap looks very similar. So that's why nowadays every startup wants you to know either CSS Grid or Flexbox, or both, a combination of both. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so I have taken this thing: Arial, Helvetica, and Sans serif. Why I have taken three things? I could have taken only Arial. Why didn't I take them? So these two are known as fallback fonts. Helvetica and Sans serif, or anything else which you give, are known as fallback fonts. Fallback fonts are very important in CSS, because what happened here? There are CSS is implemented by a different committee, and the browsers are being created by different companies, like Chrome is created by Google, Firefox by Mozilla, Edge by you all know who, Microsoft, and Safari by Apple. So maybe some of the browsers will have some issues. So those who are old enough developer, they know that most of the issues are caused by Safari and the retired Internet Explorer. Those browsers are the worst from a developer point of view. Okay, because they are totally different and they create a lot of issues. Okay, so that's one of the reason Microsoft moved to Edge. And those who don't know, Edge is now Chromium based, so Edge is exactly like Chrome only. So Edge will not cause any problem in the future, but Safari is still there, still living there, and it will cause the problem for the developers. So that is there. So Helvetica and Sans serif. So maybe the first font is not there in Safari, Arial is not there in Safari. Then what? Then it will fall back to the Helvetica. So if Helvetica is also not there, then it will fall back to Sans serif. Suppose the Sans serif is also not supported by Safari, then it will fall back to whatever the Apple have considered to support, and it will fall back to that. So these are known as fallback fonts. Although all of them are very common, and all of them will be supported by all the browsers. It is like this. Okay, so I've given in body, so it will be containing in all this thing. Okay, so that is there, but we are going to look into some good fonts. Okay, good fonts, because I don't like this. I like the Google things, because I use a lot of Google products. Everybody uses, because Google gives all those free products, and there is a lesser known Google product also known as Google font. So we all use docs and all those things. Okay, so Google font is there. I go to there because they have the most good fonts out there. Okay, so I'll remove. Okay, I already have. So anything I can choose. So any good font. So they have got all this good font, but there is a way to use this Google font. The thing is that it is not you cannot directly use it like this. Okay, so which one I will use? So I generally use some cursive, because that is much more better to show. Or this time I will use this one. Okay, then I have to do select this style, and then this thing I have to do, and then I have to go to imports. Imports, it will give me this. I have to select it, and I have to paste it above the body also, at the top. Whatever tags are there at the top, you have to place. So it is like this. I have to place, and then what I have to do, I have to use it in anything. So I don't want to change the body one. I want to add it in the P. Okay, I am to add it in the P. So here, what I have to do, font family. So this one, what is the font name? Anton. So font name is Anton. See, in Google font, what happens if you use Google font, even if it is one word, you have to give this single quotes in it. And in Google font, it is very important to use the fallback font. It is very, very important, because see, let us see whether it is working or not. Yeah, it is working. So it is totally different and very good looking in comparison to the earlier font. So it is not cursive, but it is very good looking. Okay, so yeah, let me do it a bit bigger, because I want to show some lines also. Okay, so that is there. Save it. And so some lines are also being shown. Okay, so why it is important when you're using Google font to use the fallback font? See, Google font, at the end of the day, this is the internet. This is taken from the internet. some internet connection. So internet connection is required, and as we all know, in India sometimes the internet connection, even with the superior network of Reliance Jio, it can go away. Suppose you're traveling with a friend, you enter a tunnel, the internet will go away, suddenly this site is getting loaded, and it will not load, means Anton is not there, then it will fall back to the fallback font, which is by default there. So fallback fonts are there. Okay, yeah, you'll get a zip file of today's lecture. Yeah, I'll paste it, or yeah, if I today's or tomorrow I'll paste, today only I'll paste. Okay, no problem. So it will be there in the description. Okay, so this is there, and then I'll do a font size. So next thing we are going to learn is a font size is 20 pixel, and I'm just going to say soon what is this 20 pixel. Okay, then after this, font weight. Okay, font weight bold. So we have a lot of different type of font weight. 20 pixel bold I have taken, and let me go back, and 20 pixel, it is much more bigger, and the bold is there. Okay, so the next thing which I'm going to do is line height, and 1.6 em, 1.6 em I have taken. Okay, save it. Something is wrong, I think. No, it is right, 1.6 em. Okay, so 1.6 em. Line height is what? Line height is the distance between these two lines, so is the line height. But you would have seen that I have taken two different kind to give the size. One is the px, one is the em. What are these px and em? Px is by default known as pixel. Okay, so let me tell about the pixel, and it's the most general form to give it. Px is the most general form to give. So pixel means we all know that a computer screen, if it has got more pixels, the picture clarity is more. That is what the salesman also tell us, that okay, the pixel is more, the HD will be more, the TV will have more HD, true HD, and all those things. It becomes the more pixels. So pixel is what? Pixel is the dot. At the end of the day, everything is made with dot. Pixel is the dot per inches of the screen. So that is a pixel. But here the CSS pixel is a bit different. Why it's a bit different? Because the CSS committee, W3C committee, they have taken their own 3000 dpi monitor and created it according to that. In a layman term, it is a more you give the pixel, it will increase the size. Then what is this em? Em is known as m only. Em is known as m only. So it's a different kind of thing, and it's much more easier if I teach through like an example. So what is em? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap everything with a div. Everything with a div I'm going to wrap and save it. So I've wrapped everything with a div, and then so when I wrap something with something, means div and or something, so div becomes the parent of this h1, h3, and p, just like the body is the parent of div. So div is the immediate parent, not only parent, div is the immediate parent of h1, h3, and p. So now what I'm going to do here, div, I'm going to give font size as 10 pixel, and here this font size I will make it as 2 em. I'll make, then I save. See, so 2 em means what? It didn't change much. 2 em means 20 pixel. So em means whatever the parent font size is, whatever the parent font size is, it will multiply it like 10 px into 2. So 2em means 10 px into 2 means 20 pixel. So whatever the parent pixel in parent font size in size or anything or any other measurement in that, it will multiply it like that. 1 em means 10 pixel. 1 em means 10 pixel, which is very small. So keep it 2 em. So similar to 2 em, we have 2 RAM also. What is RAM? RAM means RAM only. So RAM, see, RAM is much more bigger. Why it is much more bigger? See, RAM doesn't depend upon the parent. RAM doesn't depend upon a div. It doesn't depend. It depends upon the global parent or whatever you can say. So by default, CSS team had told that every browser should have a default font size of 16 pixel. So the default font size is 16 pixel. So 2 RAM, it will depend on that 16 pixel. So 2 RAM is 16 into 2. So it is that's why it is much more bigger. But you will see one thing here. So we are done with this measurement thing. You'll see one thing here, that See, these things are became very very small. Why? This thing become very small because, and it is not even looking like a header and all. Why? Because this div I have used, and div is changing everything, because this is the parent, and it is I have not specifically given h1 and all those things. It is changing this thing. So this is a very bad way to give styles and all in a big project. It's a very bad way. So why it's a bad way? Because in big projects, what happened means, my last job was as a front-end architect, and was heading a team of 10 front-end developers. If everybody uses styles like this, the whole project will break. So that's why developers are even not allowed to use this kind of thing, a body h1 h3, because in one project only 10 developers works. So projects generally are very big. So what will happen if this CSS is a generic thing? So if you give a generic style, if you give a h1 and a style, it will affect the whole project. It is not like that it will stay in this file only. I have 10 HTML file, it will go to the 10 HTML file. So that's the problem with CSS. So we don't give like this body h1 h3 like div, anything like this. And the first thing is that I will also comment this out so that it will not start wrapping this, and this is actually very big. So I will make it one maybe 5 rem. It's good. 1.5 rem is good. Okay, so what we are going to learn now? So we are going to learn now something known as classes and IDs. So classes and IDs we are going to learn. So classes and IDs are in CSS. We can it is not like we have to target div and all. I am going to show how to target div, but we can target anything. We can target anything with this. H1 also I can target, H3 also target, P also target. But they are used to uniquely identify anything, any div and all. So there can be 10 h1 in the file. So I want to change the style for 1 h1, so I can give it. So classes and IDs are a bit different in how they work. So first thing which we are going to do is this div. I will make it as class equal to container, and here I'll come here, and here I'll go dot container, and then here let me give a background color of what is by default right now the color. Let me give light blue, background color of light blue. So see, the whole of the container, now the background color is of light blue. Okay, that is there. Okay, so let me give a padding also. So I will tell in detail about padding, because this is a detailed CSS class. I didn't told on Saturday, but I will tell a detail about padding. Okay, so padding 10 pixel I have given. Okay, so padding is something which is, you'll see this thing which is around the item in which I give padding. Okay, so padding I give 10 pixels, so it will around item, it will be showing nice. It is showing nice. But what is now this div, and this div I can use this class name again. So let me do this, and this one will be, maybe I'll remove this, maybe make it a bit smaller, and container, best place to learn web development. Yeah, so save it and see, I will go back, it will come, it will again the same styles will be used. Okay, so let me give a BR also, it will be much more good to see. BR also I've given C. Now it is much more better to see, and it is looking much more better. But now what is happening? See, classes, there's something known as IDs also. So the difference between classes and IDs are that classes you can give multiple times, like this I can give multiple times, but the IDs we can give only one time. So you have to uniquely identify something, so you will give the ID. So ID equal to second P I'll give, and then I'll go here, maybe save it, and see the classes I have to give it dot container I have to give. Okay, so the IDs I have to give with hash IDs, and then see what I want to do. I want to change the default style, which is a paragraph here. So I'll do one thing. Let me copy this thing. Okay, and I don't want it to have that fancy thing. I'll have it like a normal Arial, and let me have it as 1.2, 1.4. Font weight I will have it as normal, not bold, normal. And this I will change maybe to see from here also I can change. So that is the beauty of it. I'll change it from here, pin kind of thing, save it. See, this has been done. So this is looking so different from this, and IDs are unique. You cannot give an ID twice. So that is there. And now we are going to learn about a very important thing, which is known as a box model. See, and this thing is something which people who are doing from the Saturday, they know I didn't told this thing here, that this is a very important thing. Box model is one of the most important thing in CSS, because even if you're going for a interview, they are going to ask you about this, okay, about this box model and all. So let us start with the box model, and then for the box model, I'll come here, and here after this, I will have a div of lorem. I'll have a ID equal to box model. Okay, ID in the box model, save it, then here I'll go and hash box model, and here I have a background color of light gray, background color of light gray. Okay, and we can have a width property also. So width, I will have width of maybe 300 pixel, save it. And so see, let me show. If I have these two things, it is showing like this. So this width and all that is being shown. And we have another property known as a border. So border is what? Border is like, it will create a border, as it say, it will create a border around the element 5px solid and maybe green. So I want it to be a bit different, green. See, a border will be created. Now I will have a padding. So there are two things. One is the padding. Padding is maybe 50px. See what just happened. So there is now a space with this space. So padding is the space around any element. Any element, in our case, this is the element. This is the element. So padding was given. Now I will have a margin. There is another thing known as margin is 20px. So see closely. See, this is all very attached here. Here also it is very attached. Okay, so I'll give a margin of 20 pixel. See, now no, Bootstrap I never cover in this class. Bootstrap is not CSS, so Bootstrap will never be covered. Bootstrap is a library. So Bootstrap, as I have told, Bootstrap is not used anywhere in the startup, and we are targeting startup. It is CSS, Flexbox and Grid will be covered. Bootstrap is too easy. If you want to learn, just go to the site and you'll learn. Bootstrap is not that much tough. And that Bootstrap is not CSS. Main thing is that Bootstrap is not CSS. So that's why it will not be covered. Okay. So that is there. And so padding is 50px and margin is 20px. Okay. So padding and margin. So now let's see it in a much more detail. Okay. So inspect I'll do. And here I've come here, and it is showing me the box model. It is showing me the box model here. So what is this box model? And so first thing is the content. It is showing me that 300 into 108 is the content, and then the padding comes. Padding is 50px, 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 50px all the way around. So this order is very, very important. First the content comes, then the padding, which is 50px all around, then the border is 15px all the way around, and then the margin is 20px. So margin, see, whenever I'm moving my mouse over here, it is showing me what yeah, there are frameworks. There are frameworks of CSS, and if you learn those things, the problem is that you are never going to learn CSS, and that will be a bit hamper in your career, because they just give means all those things, means very easy to do classes and all those things. You'll not even learn what is CSS and all. Means it's very easy to learn also this Bootstrap and all. As I've told earlier, those who have not come earlier, all the startups don't prefer either Bootstrap or Tailwind. Tailwind, then also they will prefer a bit, because Tailwind you have to write somewhat a CSS. You should know what is those things. This Bootstrap is too up level, and most startup don't touch Bootstrap, because the sites become very corporate-y. Those who don't know what corporate means, it's become very like corporate site. Means like they are not beautiful. At the end of the day, if you do something with Bootstrap, it is not beautiful. If you do with plain CSS Grid and Flexbox, they are very beautiful. And you can create magic like the CRED site. You can create a magic like this. Those who don't know means CRED, you can create magic like this site. Okay, this kind of sites you can create, not with Bootstrap. This kind of sites are actually created with pure CSS. I talk with a lot of people and they all tell me that in their startup, Bootstrap is banned. Okay, and I know I have worked in a lot of corporate. If you want to do like this thing, do these things. If you want to do this thing, these are not Bootstrap. And at the end of the day, when it depends, suppose in the project only you have been told to use Bootstrap, you will use. At the end of the day, someone is going to give you those all those things. The developer, the designer is going to give you. Okay, and if you want to pick Bootstrap is very easy to pick up. Bootstrap is just 6-column layout and all those things. The thing sometimes I also use in JavaScript projects and all. It is very easy to pick up. You can pick up in 1 hour. You can pick up in 1 hour. Okay, that is like that. Okay, so this is like box model, and I was telling, so at the end of the day, this is the margin. Okay, so this is the margin at the end. Okay, and margin and padding, there is a bit confusion between margin and padding. So padding is always around the content and margin is between two different elements. So this two element is margin, this two, so it is the margin is actually all the way around, but we're not able to see here. So margin is all the way around, but and it is mainly between two different elements. So this two, this is the margin. Okay, so that is like this. And so we are going to look into a bit of a shortcut of margin and padding. So margin and padding are like same, and we can use these shortcuts anywhere. So margin 20 pixel I have given. So margin 20 pixel means all the way around 20 pixel, but there are certain other ways to give this thing also. So we are going to look into some of the full form, some of the other ways. So I can give a margin like margin top of 5px, margin right of 10px, margin bottom of 5px, why responsiveness is not possible with CSS? Who told that responsiveness is only with Bootstrap? You can easily do responsiveness with so those who don't know, I'm not talking about the old CSS, although we are going to maybe learn about the old type of CSS also, but I'm talking about CSS Grid and Flexbox. CSS Grid and Flexbox have taken the worldwide storm, and they were released in 2015, and you can do anything with them. Okay, so and with a very few line of code, the responsiveness is achieved very easily with Flexbox and Grid, both of them. So that is there. And margin top right, bottom left I've done. Okay, so okay, if this thing comes, so there are 3 ways to give layouts in a site. Actually 4 ways, let me tell. One is the using floats, which is very old way. It is there from 1995, and because of that only people have gone towards Bootstrap and all these classes, because that float is very difficult. So these are all layout techniques. These are all through which the websites are created. So the floats were there. Because of that, CSS got it bad name, and people, especially the developer, ran towards the Bootstrap. Then in 2015, CSS released Flexbox and Grid. So Flexbox and Grid are very popular, and they can, with that you can create magic. And because of that only, from 2015, the sites are been so beautiful. All these sites are been really like magic. You go to Apple site, you will know what's it meant by beauty. And all these sites are made beautiful, and some people can create their whole career out of HTML and CSS, because in every project there is one person who is very good in CSS. Even in the React projects, we have a person who is very good in CSS. They only do the CSS thing, and they make those sites beautiful. Or else, if you give to a developer, they can make very ugly sites. Most of the time, the designer will give to the developer, and then they have to do it. do it. Okay, so those beautiful things are done by the designer only. Okay, so yeah, so off track we had gone. It is okay, people asking question, that's okay, it's an interactive class, that's okay. Margin top right bottom, see, as I was telling, we can give it like this also, margin top right bottom left, we can give it like this. And if I right click and then inspect and see, so now margin 5 5 10 10, it is moving like this. Okay, so we can give it like this also, and this is another way, instead of giving it all the way. And there actually we don't use this way also, so we use a short form of this also, and which is margin of 5px 10px 5px and 10px. Okay, so like this we give. So this is what it is, top right bottom left, so it moves in the clockwise direction, top right bottom left. It's like this. Save it. I like grid much more than Flexbox because it is it has got many more features than Flexbox, but you can use both of them. You can create everything with Flexbox also. Okay, so see this, I have given short form. Okay, 5 5. Okay, but to go a bit faster, so 5 pixel top and 5 pixel bottom, and right and left, so we can directly give it like this. And again, actually, if we have the same thing at the top and bottom, so you have top and bottom, and right and left we have the same thing. We have another shortcut, which is like the shortcut for this, and margin of 5px and 10px we can give. Save it and see, we'll have this margin of 5px and 10px. Okay, so this is there, and we are done with this thing. And okay, so okay, so let us use. Okay, so what we are going to do, so let us learn some more font properties here. Okay, then we are going to look into the last thing. So s3 is there. Okay, and here and have font weight. So we have seen at font weight. Font weight is actually numbers and all. It have numbers also, but you have to see it is normal, bold, bolder, 200, 400, 600, 800, like this it is there. So this we can do. So font weight, s3 font weight I have done. So this one, see, both of those s3s are done. It's okay, but okay. So after this, okay, h3, it's okay. Okay, maybe we'll do it in the h1. H1 I'm doing. Then font style is italics. So italics, it will be a bit, all of these things are italics. Okay, I'm doing it. Font mix, everything is italics, so it will become like this. And then we have something known as text decoration. Generally we give it none, but we can give it other values also, like that. Underline, I can give underline, and then so underline is been created, and now text transform is uppercase. I'll do everything as uppercase, so everything will be becoming uppercase in the text transform. Okay, so this is like that. And then we have something like letter spacing also. Letter spacing is suppose 0.4 I'll do. So see, letter spacing means this thing, and this sometimes gives a very good effect. So 0.2 is way too much, it should be 0.3 m. Save it and see, it is like this. And then we have word spacing also. So let us do the word, and I'm teaching almost all of the very important properties. Okay, 0.8 m. Okay, one time, so can directly write 5px 10px also. Yeah, we can directly write also 5px and 10px also. Yeah, margin top and right, something like that. 5px and 10px we can directly write also. So that is there. And These are some of the things. See, the word is also there. So we are going to do the last topic of today before wrapping up today, and which is let us style a list. Okay, let's style a list, and that will be the last topic. And let me do one thing. So all of people have stayed till a long time. So let me give the attendance sheet. Wait, mark your attendance. So those are watching it on LinkedIn and other platform. So I'm giving it in another platform, but in LinkedIn and all, if you're watching on LinkedIn and Facebook, please do come to the YouTube, and you can get the attendance from there. Okay, mark your attendance here. Now that there are flip and fold phones, how to manage your CSS for all devices. So frankly, they don't use the that will be a challenge. And at the end of the day, there is something known as media query. So this is a very good question. The media queries, you have to write a separate media queries for that. So media queries are been written, means for mobile devices you have to write media queries, okay, in CSS also. So those media queries will take place. And Flexbox and Grid also you have to write media queries, but sometimes very less media queries you have to write. So those all depends on the media queries. Okay, so media queries do the magic in changing this thing. Most of the time it depends on, sometimes people what they do, they create for the desktop, and 99% of the time it is work like that. People create websites, because at the end of the day most people are going to visit your web app. See, Facebook web app you are going to visit through your desktop only or a laptop only. Facebook, if you're going to use on your mobile, you're going to use the app, and that app's got a different kind of a style. That is not CSS, that is a different thing. In all the languages is there. Okay, but if you're going to visit the website also in a mobile web app and all those things, so then also media queries are there. And nowadays everything you have to make responsive, it's not like that. So media queries are there, media queries come to our rescue. And Flexbox and Grid does around 80% of the work. 20% then also you have to write some media queries, you have to write. Okay. So that is there. And GitHub bootcamp, why I will do GitHub bootcamp? GitHub is very small thing, hardly you have to do a bit only in GitHub. GitHub is hardly 1 hour thing. Maybe if you want, I can tell something at the end of the day, end of the time here, and you don't need more than that. At GitHub, no bootcamp is required for GitHub actually. Okay, so we are going to do the day, because it's hardly takes 1 hour. And if you are working in a company, then it will take a bit more. Some commands are more like merging and all those things, but if you are working alone, it's very easy. It's very easy. Working alone is very easy. Maybe I will take some time. 1 hour means 1 hour I will tell, because this is a good thing which we should know. Categories. Maybe during some Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. also I do live. So maybe one of those live. Okay, and this is a good thing. Good thing you have asked. Yeah, GitHub. Maybe I should take during one of them. I have. Okay, so I have this. Let me quickly wrap up these things. So div category I've taken _2, and UL is there, and here I have li, and in the li I have anchor tag is there, and it is category 1 anchor tag href equal to, because I have to close it soon because I have a class at 10 also, which I take for working professionals. It's paid class. I have a 10 to 11, so I have to wrap it soon. Save it, and it will be shown like this categories. So we are going to beautify it. All these things we are going to quickly beautify it. So this categories is there. So categories I'll choose, and I will give the zip file for it, because most of the people here don't know GitHub, so it will be difficult for them. So I'll push it in a GitHub, but I'll give the zip file. You just have to click on it. 1px solid hash ccc I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to give a border, and then padding of. So what we're doing, I'm going to beautify this list. We are going to beautify a form also soon. So see this. Okay, why it is not coming? Okay, the white color is very light. Okay, it's okay. Okay, maybe I have to make it a bit darker. Yeah, now it is being shown. So there is now another property known as border radius. Border radius we have. Border radius I have 15 px. I do so. This 15 px. See, this sharp edges are gone. So sharp edges are gone. In this, all sharp edges are gone. Okay, and then dot category is h2 and text align is center. Save it. So see, text align center I have done. It has came to the center. Okay, so the next thing which I'm going to do is this. I'm going to select this ul dot categories, and we can select multiple things like this, so that there can be we are not going to, like, there can be some other ULs also. We are not targeting this. Okay, so here I'll do a padding of 0, save it. Okay, padding of, so it has all changed from here. The padding has been 0. So now what I'm going to do here, I don't want those things, so list style will be none, and list style is none. There are two questions. I'm going to answer it. I've heard of Sass from my friend. Sass is nothing but a fancy way of CSS. In Sass, what happens? It is a very good thing. Means in this UL I've given like this. So UL, instead of giving like this, in Sass what happens? It complicates things a lot. I will give it like this, and you should not use that much. Sass is not at all good. So it complicates thing, and you can have this kind of layer kind of thing in Sass. That is the different. Now CSS is much more powerful than Sass, because CSS have got something known as variables. So Sass is nothing like, means it has got some features like variables and all those things, and you can use this thing just like what I have shown right now. You can use something like that. So if your project is using Sass, you can go ahead and use it. Okay, so not difficult to learn. Half an hour it will take. But you have to do the setup and all for different type. You have to do the setup. Okay, A is there, and text decoration is none, and color is black. I'm going to do, because by default the anchor tag gives this thing, text decoration. Okay, the dot is also gone, and save it. We'll go and see the text decoration is none and all this thing. And now, okay, next two things we need to do, and dot categories a hover, and maybe text separation underline I'm going to do. So see, if I hover over it, underline will be done. So this is how hover properties done. Now the last thing which I want to show is the dot categories and align. I'll do, and padding bottom. I can only give the padding bottom is 6px, and because I need some padding behind this, and then border radius is 1px dotted -333 and see. It is not coming. Oh, I am again border radius is border bottom. Oh, the border bottom has been done, and see, everything is working fine. So two things I have told, sir, when we are going to do projects, maybe I will try to do one project maybe towards the end, because now also a lot of CSS is remaining, floats are remaining, A lot of things are remaining right now, because tomorrow there will be positioning and all those things will be there. That is very important to do positioning, CSS positioning, float, styling forms. A lot of things are there. And Flexbox will take 1 day and Grid will take 2 days. Grid is a big topic, so mostly theoretical, but things we are going to do. But I am going to tell, I have a lot of projects in my channel, so I'm going to tell what videos you have to see. So I'm going to tell that. Yeah, I'll give the zip file, so there will be in the description, because I also it will take me also time, because I have to first give those GitHub commands and put it in GitHub, and from there I have to give the zip link, so it will take time. And but anyways, I'm going to update the description, so I will update the description and you'll get the zip file. So hope you all have liked today's class. So please do subscribe to my channel if you're not done, and please do like the video. Please do like the video. Those who are watching from other platforms, so please do come to my channel. I think the link is somewhere there. Please do connect with my YouTube, means subscribe to my YouTube, because beside this also I do a lot of other things. So there are a lot of videos, more than nearly 500 videos are there. Okay, so with this I will end today's stream. Hope you all have filled the attendance sheet, and we'll meet again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.